everyone, Joey here. I'm back with the 6 Minimalist home tour. Do you guys like my new look? It's just for the day. I wanted to talk about kind of how I approach minimalism, and I would like to explain it in 3 steps for this week's Minimalist home tour intro. First of all, the most important thing before you even dabble in minimalism is figuring out your own value, what you value the most in this life. For me, it would be creativity and freedom, ultimately. I think freedom will allow creativity. In order for me to be creative, I need to be happy. So there are other values in my life that sort of build towards the most important ultimate value. And I would say for me, that's freedom. I've always been kind of an independent, free-spirited person. So any decision that I make in the future and in the past and in the present will be in alignment with my most important ultimate value. And the second step after you figure out the value is actually prioritizing. So you gotta figure out your priorities. And the funny thing about priorities is that they do change sometimes according to the seasons of life. So when you know what you value the most, your priorities can change depending on your circumstances, so on and so forth. For instance, right now, my priority at this stage of my life is building a life that allows me freedom. I'm still quite young, and I'm at that stage in my life personally for me to create an ultimate life that gives me maximum freedom. So I am prioritizing that. So when you think of my life through that lens, my minimalism makes sense. People might be like, why are you still at that apartment? Why do you have such little stuff? But then also, invest into your looks or something. Because it's part of my priority. My priority involves this channel also. I'm practicing creating content because I believe that will ultimately help me build something in my life that will eventually help me have more freedom by building a life that I want. Again, although I could put all my energy and effort into having a bigger home, a nicer home, having more stuff around my house to impress people, whatever, it's not part of my priority right now. In the future, if I can afford to have different priority, if my projects are sort of paying for themselves, then I could definitely have a bigger home. Then that could become my next priority, so on and so forth. Again, but you have to keep in mind, the biggest umbrella is the value of your life. And the third thing is standards. You got to have some standards in order for you to prioritize properly. For instance, a stuff, even a coat, right? You have to take it to dry cleaning every 2 weeks. It keeps falling apart. Then that stuff is costing you way more than it should be providing value for you. And that would actually not meet my standards. So funnily enough, having really expensive items for me is actually beneath my standard. The standard is almost like a filter, right? The standard I have for my things in my life is that they have to make sense for my priority. So if I have a relationship, romantic or friendship, or even business relationship, that is costing me more, that is taking me further away from my priority, which is building a life that allows me to be free, then they don't meet my standard and they will not be kept. Because again, I have the 3-step process. I have the standards, I have the priority, and the biggest umbrella, my value. So if somebody's like, man, your home is not big, it's not that nice anymore, it's not minimalist, it's too minimalist, blah, 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 whatever, I could actually filter all that noise because again, I have standards. And my standard says, my home will not cost me too much money because any money that I do make, it should go into building my projects. It should go into building my future. What is my priority is to serve my value. And what is my value? Freedom. And again, that doesn't mean I deny myself with any other beautiful things in this life. Some people might say, my value is love. My value is family. Perfectly reasonable value. And the thing is, I do not have to unsubscribe from love or the hope of building a family for myself. I could even define what love and family means to me personally. It doesn't even have to involve opposite sex partner. It could be you and your cat. I don't know what family should look like for you. And everybody's family, in a way, is very unique anyway. And funnily enough, when I have standards and priorities and values straight, any relationships that I do have, whether it's family, romantic relationship, friendship, business relationship, I appreciate them more because they actually do not distract me from my own value. And guess what? Every individual, deep down, they know what they value the most. And if everybody else was honest about what it is that they want out of this life, then when we do work together, we'll be so appreciative of each other. And if we don't work together, then we do not have to stay in each other's lives. Do you know what I mean? And that way, everybody's always appreciated and always feel fulfilled. So in a way, I feel like it is my duty to stay true to my value. That doesn't mean I negate every other aspect of my life. In fact, that means I respect every other aspect of my life as well. So anyone, when I do invite them into my life, and anything when I do invite it into my life, and any projects that I do decide to take on has my full attention and appreciation, and I think that's the way everybody ought to live. I actually don't care what your life looks like ultimately and how many stuff that you have, because it's not the most important thing. What's most important measuring stick, I guess, the standard that I judge for the lack of better term other people by, is whether or not they're living according to their value. And the only way to tell that is whether or not they feel fulfilled and genuinely happy. Happiness doesn't have to look like you're positive all the time. And things always don't go our way, trust me, I know. I think the genuine happiness, it actually looks like sense of alignment. It's not just smiling all the time. It's not having everything go your way all the time. That's not what happiness is. Happiness is a state where everything aligns for you, down to your spiritual level. And I know it sounds hippy-dippy, but I don't know how else to describe it. I would love nothing more through this channel to make sure that everyone who watches it figures out what their most important values are in this life, and that they also feel genuine fulfillment and happiness. And I wish you nothing but luck on your journey for that. And without further ado, let's start this week's Minimalist Home Tour. Let's go! Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Minimalist Home Tour. My laundry's running, so apologies in advance. And I've cleaned my floor a little bit. You'll see some hair still. And another thing that I have to mention is I've seen so much of my hair on the floor when I clean tonight. It's crazy. This is my minimalist bedroom, and I actually put my laundry over there. I have a lot of laundry, and that laundry rack would usually be here, but I feel like putting it over there for the thumbnail shot. Tonight, I'm not going to go through my fridge. There's not much difference, but I just don't feel like organizing and doing stuff well. I just want to quickly go through it. I got a little bit of gifts for people. It's the end of the year, so I have a lot going on actually at the moment. Of course, you can't really tell from here. Another thing that I want to mention, it's like the little like water line is bleeding out already, so I'm going to have to get like new tiles to cover that, because, you know, that's like, that used to be my one pet peeve, the water line down here. Thankfully, it's looking much better with that, but I need to get more of those tiles. And of course, I still have a lot of clothes. But this is everything that I own this season, of course, other than the laundry that's hanging there, so on and so forth. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. Let's go into the bathroom. Ta-da! It's somewhat clean, not super clean, as you can see clearly. And I just want to show you my new skincare set is out. So these are like skin toner and a bunch of new products, and I still haven't used up this one face lotion yet, but I'm almost done. That's why everything's out already. And of course I have my body lotion. Again, all these skincare products were a gift, so normally I would have like a toner, a lotion, and a cream. So those three I'll probably have, and a body lotion. But yeah, it's been wonderful. I love it when people give me gifts that I can actually use. Very nice. Let's go into the kitchen area. It'll be a little bit loud. Apologies in advance because my laundry is running and my dishes are not done. So as you can see, I've been pretty busy. And over here on the shoots, you can see I have a bunch. Those slippers are actually gifts to me. So I kept them at work, but I wore them at home to home because I forgot about it. I want to show you my new boots. These are so cute, and they're not high heels. So if I wear heels for too long like those, it hurts my back a little bit. You know, it is what it is. I'm not 21 anymore. So let me show you. Of course, the dishes are not done, as I said. And of course, my trash bag is in here. Let's move up here. And I keep everything in my quote-unquote kitchen cabinet. It's basically just a cabinet for everything. Multi-purpose cabinet. And my mannequin says hi to y'all. And that's it for the home tour. I hope y'all liked it. Let's go to the outro. That was my home tour for this week. I hope y'all liked it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next time with more content. Bye! Mwah.